So the topic for today is that interrelationship between operations functions and other core and support functions. Okay, so first we will discuss about what are the various core and support functions. Okay, what is the difference between core and support functions, and after that we will discuss about the difference means the role and responsibility of other core and support function with operations function. Okay, so see here it is written that where does the business get its competitive advantage? Okay, so these are three core functions basically in an organization. If you talk about a organization, there are three major core functions, okay, that are responsible for majority of the activities. Like first is product or service technology. Technology is very much important. Okay, technology or process you may adopt as per the availability in that country, as per availability in that premise basically. Okay, so product or service technology, you need to adopt the technology that is available in that country basically. Okay, so product or service technology means by which way you can produce that product. Okay, like nowadays we are adopting AI in agriculture. Okay, it is not a unique concept for developed countries, but it is a unique concept for developing countries like us. Okay, so you may see that product or service technology is much more important constraint while dealing with this activity, basically production related activity or operations related activity. So you need to choose such technology that is available within the premise of your country. So here it is written the technological specification of its product or service means what are the technological specifications of that product or service. Like nowadays we are having devices that may operate on 5G because we are going to implement 5G by the mid of 2021. Okay, we are expecting it. That's why we are having devices that are able to be working on 5G environment. Okay, but earlier we are having devices that are working with 4G environment. Okay, so why? So because we are having the infrastructure of 4G only. Okay, so product or service technology that is basically available as per the requirement of that country, as per the specification of that country, as per the specification of that product or service. Okay, similarly the production processes also varies from developing country to developed country. Like some countries are capital intensive countries, some countries are labor intensive countries. Okay, so where the labor intensive country, so there is there most of the processes or technology over there are related with labor intensive. Okay, and for capital intensive country, most of the processes and technology that these country adopted basically based on capital intensive means they are not having such skilled human resources or human resource basically. Okay, so actually density of people are also very less, so that's why they are opting for capital intensive technology in place of labor intensive technology. So that is basically product or service technology. Next is marketing function. What is marketing function? It is also an important domain that a product or service should have, basically the way it position itself in its market. Okay, marketing and operations and product or service technology, they are working simultaneously to ensure the success of a product. Okay, you can't segregate them, you can't separate them, means you need to market product while product is being manufactured. Okay, market it, position it, make a brand of that. Okay, so the way it positions itself in its market means people should be aware about that product. Okay, customers should be aware about that product earlier before production basically, so that you can sell the maximum number of units to your customer in comparison to your competitors. Okay, so that is the reason behind that. means you need to focus on marketing functions also. So the way it positions itself in its market is this marketing function. Okay, next is operations function. What is operations? In a better way, as I have told earlier, means raw material will be the input over there. Okay, and after that you will apply some processes and convert it into product or service or both, basically. So the way it produces its goods and services is known as operations. Okay, so these three functions are known as core functions of an organization, and they are working simultaneously. Means you may adopt the technology or process as per the availability in that premise, basically. Okay, you need to adopt marketing practices before production. Okay, means you need to communicate to the customer that we are going to manufacture a product, or we are going to create a services related with such type of activities. Okay, related with such type of features. Okay, related with such type of characteristics. Okay, so you need to communicate in advance to your customers. Okay, similarly, while during operations you need to design capacity. Okay, means you have market a lot, but if you have not designed optimum capacity, means based on the demand that are going to arise, okay, you will not get it basically the profit that you want to get. Okay, so basically you need to focus on that operations parts, marketing part, and product or service technology parts simultaneously. Okay, that's why these three functions are known as core function of an organization. Okay, that can give you a competitive advantage. Here it is written in heading that where does the business gets its competitive advantage. So these are the three core functions by which you can get the competitive advantage over the competitors, basically. Okay, if you adopt properly these three parameters or these three core functions, okay, then only you may succeed in the market, basically. Okay, so these are core functions. So here it is written core and support functions. Okay, what are core functions? As I have told earlier, product or service development function, technology, process, etc., operations function, and marketing function. Okay, that I have discussed earlier. So these three are the core functions. Okay, and what are the support functions? Other support functions that support these three functions are: first is engineering and technical function. What is engineering and technical function? Basically, it ensures designing that product. Okay, designing as per the customer's specification. Technical means what type of machinery should I involve in that production facility. Okay, what type of skill I needed. Okay, should I need an external expert advice or something else, so that you would decide in this engineering or technical function. Means by which way you are going to produce. Okay, there are multiple ways or multiple technology or processes available, and but you will choose which one that you need to decide. Okay, so that is basically engineering on technical function. It covers that designing part also, means product design or service design part also. Okay, as I have told earlier that in some cases, in some organization, you may find design department in under the umbrella of operations function, and in some organization you may find that design department is separate. Like I have given you example of Amul and Mother Dairy. Okay, these are the companies that are having separate R&D wing. Okay, they are continuously working on different types of product, different types of opportunities that they may launch. Okay, check their feasibility test and conduct the feasibility test, and after that they are communicating to their production plant to produce it in large scale, basically. Okay, so these are basically support functions. Okay, means they are supporting to the core activities. Core activities are what? Product or service development function, operations function, and marketing function. Okay, another important function that are support function is accounting and finance function. What is accounting and finance function? All budgeting, all funds related activities are managed by this department, accounting and finance function. Means in which activity, what would be the budget, what would be the amount that you are going to allocate for that activity, bills of material, all the activities, all the accounting related or means budget related activity will be taken care by this department, that is accounting and finance function. Okay, so without approval of this function, core function can't work. Okay, so basically this is a support function. Next is human resource function. What is HR function? Basically HR function provide appropriate skill set to the operation function, to the marketing function, to the product or service development function. If you need an expert, so HR will arrange those experts for you. Okay, so basically human resource function. What is the basic work of human resource function? Basically recruitment, selection, training and placement, all these things covers under this category, that is support function, HR, human resource. Next is IT. IT is an integral part of an organization basically. So this is also a support function. Without IT support, you can't communicate properly. You can't communicate effectively. Okay, you can't streamline your communication. Okay, real-time communication, real-time information flow. Okay, so you need to focus on IT related, means you need to deploy IT as an integral part of all your production processes, all your operations basically nowadays. Okay, and some other functions are also there. It depends on organization to organization. So these all are core. Basically core functions are product or service development function, operations function and marketing function, and all other functions are support functions. Okay, so these core and support functions are based on operations in context with operations functions. Okay, you can't say that this is basically means this apply to all the subject basically. So it is with respect to operations management. These are core and support functions. Okay, now we will see that what are the interrelationship between these core functions and support functions to the operations function. So here we are considering operations function in center, and after that we are checking that what are the relationship between core functions. Core functions are depicted by light blue color, and these are other support functions are depicted by this dark blue color basically. Okay, so some interfunctional relationship between operations function and other core and support function. Okay, so now we are going to check. First we will see the interrelationship between core functions, and after that other support functions with operations function. Okay, so first we will check that product or service development function. What is the roles and responsibility of product and service development function? What are the interrelationship of product or service development function with operations function? So see here. Okay, product or service development function will take what? Will it take understanding of capability and constraint of operations process. Okay, what our operations process will be going to deliver. Okay, means what are the capability, what are the constraint of operations process, is there appropriate skill set available in your operations functions. Okay, where what are the numbers of skilled worker required, what are the numbers of unskilled workers are required, what are the numbers of semi-skilled workers are required, are they capable enough to develop my idea that I am going to that I have tested, or that I have checked based on the various feasibility background. Okay, so if they are able to produce in large scale, then only I will provide them new product or service idea, new process or technology idea basically. So new product or service idea, new process or technology idea will be delivered by product or service development functions to this operations function. As I have told earlier, in some organization, design department is a part of operations function, and in some organization, design department is separate from operations function. So if they are integral part of operations function, so they can easily know what are the capability and constraint of operations function. If they are a separate wing, then they should know about the capability and constraint of operations process, means what their operations functions will be able to deliver, whether they may deliver the new product or service based on large scale or not. Okay, so that you need to check, and after that you will provide new product and service idea to operation function to produce it on large scale. Okay, next is marketing function, interrelationship with marketing function. So what marketing function will check? Understanding of capabilities and constraint of operations process, means marketing function is directly related with customers. Okay, directly dealing with customers. You are doing generally market research basically. Okay, so you will check what the customer wants and you will inform to the operation function, means market requirement will be given by marketing function to operations function, and marketing function will check the capability and constraint of operations process, and that marketing function will means promote those capability and constraint to customer, means what is our USP, basically what type of product we are going to produce for you. Okay, so they will communicate this capability and constraint to their customer in advance to promote that product basically. Okay, so that is the role of marketing function with operations function. Next is engineering or technical function. This is what understanding of the process technology need. Okay, what type of process or technology our operations department require. As I have told earlier, there are lot many options available in a country to produce something. Okay, and out of which what you are going to produce, like you are producing ghee. Okay, so there are some mechanical way available to produce ghee, and there are some traditional way to produce that ghee. But nowadays people are asking for that organic method, means that traditional method by which you are producing ghee basically. Okay, so some companies are producing that traditional way. So what type of process customers are asking, means understanding the process technology need, what type of process or technology customers are asking for. Like nowadays in agriculture we are asking for organic farming. Okay, we are much more eager to get organic products in comparison to those chemical based products. Okay, and we are ready to pay more for those products. Okay, so what process or technology you need to adopt? So you need to check, understand what process or technology needs basically by customers. Okay, and analysis of new technology option, means engineering and technical function will check whether that process or technology is applicable in Indian context or not. Means we are talking about IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, but we would not be able to implement it without 5G. Okay, that's why we are implementing 5G, so that what we are talking about is smart city concept, smart home concept, so that we may incorporate basically. Okay, that's why we are looking for 5G implementation, so that we can adopt IoT. Okay, we can facilitate it by IoT, because the demand is there, and most of the developed countries are already have been adopted such IoT. Okay, so what is that? Engineering or technical function relationship with operations function. Okay, next is accounting function. What is accounting and finance function? It will check provision of relevant data, means what type of data operations function require. Okay, and what that function will provide to operations function. So that is financial analysis for performance and decision, means ratio analysis, various balance sheet, and other profit and loss account. I think you people know it better with that what type of accounting and finance function, what type of information accounting and finance function will provide to operations function. Basically budgeting, bills of material, all the things will be considered by accounting and finance function, and will check and put it into the balance sheet to check whether we are getting profit or loss, we are in profit or loss, when will we get break even. So all these calculations will be done by accounting and finance function. Okay, next is operations function with HR function. So what is the role of HR and operations? So HR will check understanding of human resource need, like operations function requires CAD operator, okay, CAD or CAM operator, or lathe machine operator, or CNC operator. So operations function will put his requirement of CAD expert to HR department. Okay, and what HR department will do? They will recruit, select, and train them, and provide it to operations function. Means recruitment, development, and training and placement. All the things will be taken care by HR function for operations function. Okay, and HR will also provide to other department also, but here we are talking about in terms of operations function. Okay, next is IT. What IT will provide? So IT will check understanding of infrastructural and systems need. Okay, like in automobile, generally we are adopting CRM module. Okay, why? Because we need to taken care of the data of your customers. Okay, so that you can give them better deal. Okay, you can grab them, you can make them loyal. Okay, so all these things will be done by CRM module. Okay, so you need to check understanding of infrastructural and system needs, and you will provide what operations function? Provision of systems for design, planning, and control and improvement. Okay, means is there any need for improvement? Is there any need for setup, or is there any need to implement new type of information system? As lot many type of information systems are there, MIS are there, decision support system are there, ERP are there. So what type of solution your operations function require basically? Okay, whether they require production planning, whether they require material management, whether they require inventory management, whether they require supply chain management, whether they require CRM. So you need to assess the need of your operations function, and you will provide those module or those IT related infrastructure to your operations function. Okay, so this is basically core and support functions and interrelationship between these functions. So if you are having any doubt or query regarding this, you may